Hey guys, and happy Thursday. Today is May 14th, and this is for Math 2. Today we're going to be talking about volume and surface area of spheres. And we put these together because spheres are kind of in a class of their own. A sphere is a ball, in case you didn't know what I was talking about. They're kind of in their own class because there's not really like a base shape. I guess the circle in the middle, but it's in the middle, not on the top or the bottom. So it makes it a little bit different. And then surface area, which is the outside part, obviously I can't count anything up because there are no sides to a sphere. So that's why it's kind of its own thing. So we're doing these two separately. Okay, so for a volume of a sphere, the formula for the volume of a sphere is V equals 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. If we were in class together, I would love to go into detail about how we can get this. Essentially, you can kind of do what we did with the same with our area of the base times area of the base times thickness divided by 3, because they do come out to be somewhat like little pyramids, you could say, when you kind of split it apart. It's a little complicated to explain on here, so unfortunately this year I won't be able to do that. But yeah, that's where the formula comes from. And when we talk about the volume, remember we're talking about the inside of the shape. So if I were to fill up a ball with water, how much water would fit inside of it, okay? So here's my example. I'm just gonna go ahead and use the formula on this one, okay? So volume equals 4 pi, and then r cubed, remember r is radius, so here's my radius, it's 8, divided by 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is the exponent, 8 to the third power. So 8 to the third power means 8 times 8 times 8. So that gives me 512. So I have V equals 4 pi times 512 divided by 3. Okay. And then the next thing I would do is I just go and multiply the top. So 512 times 4 gives me 2048 pi on top, 3 on the bottom. And 2048 does not divide evenly by 3, so I could leave my answer like this if I wanted to. Remember, it's volume, so it'd be meters cubed. Or if you want to divide it and get an approximate answer, I could divide by 3. And I'd get volume is approximately, let me use the approximate symbol, approximately 682.67 meters cubed. Oops, pi meters cubed. So those are both the same thing. It's up to you. Personally, I'm not a fan of dividing it out if it doesn't divide evenly, but if it does divide evenly, that's nice. So that's our volume. We basically just substitute in the radius and then simplify. Okay, that's the inside of a sphere. Let's look at the outside of a sphere, the surface area. So the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared instead. 4 pi r squared, okay? And again, I would love to explain where this formula comes from if we were in class, and I definitely would. It's a little complicated to do on here, so I won't be able to do so, unfortunately. But this is the outside of the sphere. So if I wanted to paint the outside of the sphere, I want to know how would I do that? I would use this formula, okay? So I'm going to substitute in my surface area is 4 pi and then r squared, right? Notice though, this case, they don't give you the radius. This is the diameter. So if they give you the whole thing across, we don't want the whole diameter, I want the radius. So that means the radius is going to be 5, right? Because it's half of the diameter. So I'm going to put 5 in here. So then I would simplify by squaring first. So 5 squared is 5 times 5, that's 25. And then I just go ahead and multiply the numbers, 25 times 4. 25 times 4 is 100 pi. And then since this is area, we're going to use inches squared. There is my surface area. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know through Google Classroom, Remind, email, whatever I can do to help. I'd be happy to do so. Have a great day, guys.